TV star kidnaps a prostitute named Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
Right? One of the stars from the TV show The Ice Road Truckers. I've not seen it personally. But anyway, it's a show, Ice Road Truckers. He's been charged with kidnapping, extortion, and coercion of a Las Vegas prostitute. The guy allegedly solicited a prostitute named Snow White. He gave her his debit card to withdraw the payment and thought she took an extra $1,000 out of the account. They argued about it. He convinced her to come back to his apartment to settle up. Then he kidnapped her, allegedly, locked her in a closet, allegedly, and tortured her, allegedly. All right. I want to make sure we're safe here. She gave him the phone number of a guy she said was a friend who could bring him money, but it actually was the number of a police officer who was a friend to hers. The officer arranged to meet the guy. He brought Snow White along after pushing her out of his apartment second-story window, allegedly. And then the guy got arrested. Okay.
Wait, did she survive?
Yeah. A little beat up. A lot beat up.
2-story fall?
2-story fall?
Yeah.
Oh,
After being tortured and beaten and thrown in a closet for a while.
Small point of order. I didn't realize that was a debitable transaction.
I didn't either.
Things you learn today.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could spend an extra $1,000. I thought it was like $20 or so. I don't know how these. I mean, what do I know?
Now listen. I feel like we're not talking about the top of the captain's crown here. When a shady, illegal prostitute says, "Let me call a friend who will make this right." You gotta assume he's bringing a crowbar, right? Like,
that's a valid point.
Seriously,
suspicious.
I mean, that's like whatever. Putting a drug dealer in a closet, but just let me call my friends; they'll straighten this out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are the guys you want to come over, friends of the drug dealer.
That leads me to the
call
question.
my buddy.
Okay, let's have the question.
What was the TV star's biggest mistake? A, soliciting the prostitute. B, kidnapping the prostitute. Even Bible heroes had prostitutes, right? And multiple wives. Or C, trusting the prostitute to give him a helpful phone number.
Now this is a question.
Yeah, now we're talking. I'm jumping right in. C, that's a mistake. Now, I mean, granted, the other things were mistakes, but like that's C is the biggest mistake. Definitely.
I'm gonna go in with A was the biggest mistake because everything happened after that. None of the other stuff would have happened if he would have just not.
That's not. There's no proof that he wouldn't have run into Snow White later on in the day, and she would have offered him a phone number.
Yeah. Yeah, Booba. You at least be realistic.
That's
here.
your argument.
No wonder
everything hinges on a butterfly effect theory of where if you don't hire a prostitute, the prostitute doesn't turn you over to some police officer.
No wonder your dinosaur theory in the Bible is so whacked out.
Yeah, I think if I'm driving through Las Vegas and I don't pick up a prostitute, I think the chances of me having to deal with her policeman friend kind of get eliminated.
Your concept of entropy is way nuts.
I'm sorry, but you're absolutely right.
Is this new atheism? I don't like it.
Yes, I'm arguing the point of this is a ripple effect, and this is what happens. No, you just don't solicit the prostitute. You don't kidnap her.
Here's the thing. I feel like if he had not solicited the prostitute, he would have also done something dumb that day. But it's not fathomable as to what it could have been.
That's true.
Because obviously he's susceptible to stupid things.
Yeah, you might have found him dancing naked in the rock garden out back. I mean, you never know.
I'm not saying that stuff wouldn't have happened to him, but in that list of things, if he would not have solicited the prostitute, that list of things would not have happened.
Yeah, but it could have.
AKA making that the worst.
It could have been worse. I'm in with C.
Yeah, C definitely. Shouldn't have trusted. Don't trust the phone number.
It could have been even worse than that.
Lady of the night, no phone number.
Go ahead and solicit a prostitute, but if you do,
you think she ran a debit card through her iPhone? I mean,
no.
I mean, you don't think they keep them old school clickers and we're like shunk shunk?
No, she probably went to an ATM.
Oh right, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not
really.
I'm not with the times. My old man used to have the ones at a bowling shop.
She has a belt buckle credit card machine.
No, you can get those little squares that go right in your iPhone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is a legitimate business option. I'm going to go into the Sprint store and be like, hey, I need one of those debit card swiper things.
That's right.
I don't really want to talk about why, but
yeah, how does that show up on your account? I mean, Snow White.
Yeah, exactly. It just Snow White Enterprises.
What's this $1,300 charge for Lady of the Night?
Oh, I thought it should be $1,200.
Harlot for $1,300. What is this?
Harlow.
You
don't like French chocolate.
It drops the T so that it's completely like.
All right, did everybody answer?
I know, Allie.
I'm actually now I forgot the answers. Could you read the questions again?
You can't read the whole question. You can read the three answers.
It was a soliciting the prostitute, kidnapping the prostitute, or trusting the prostitute to give him the number.
I'm actually going to back Troy up on this one. I think that the latter events would not have followed if he would have not made the initial mistake.
Wasn't the
soliciting
question the
prostitute.
worst decision?
Yes.
That was probably the worst
Biggest
decision.
mistake.
The biggest mistake was trusting the number. Absolutely. C.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also in with C. Yeah.
Dan, what is your answer for this?
Obviously, A. If he hadn't done the prostitute, he
You guys are assuming a lot.
his biggest mistake was rejecting Jesus in the first place, and then he made a series of
That
poor
was
choices.
not an option.
Yeah.
It's
You
in
can't.
between the
No, no,
lines.
no.
It was implied.
Listen here. You are so strict on the choices. You cannot add a choice at the end as your justification. You
was
have to work
implied.
within the framework that you
Well,
gave.
Okay,
That's what's happening.
Still, if he had not solicited the prostitute, he would not have kidnapped her, and he wouldn't have got the phone number from her. He would have got
You
someone
don't
else's
know
phone
that.
number.
Are you some kind of gypsy?
I'm sorry.
And if he did get the phone number,
you're playing
what's
your
there to
answer
talk
off
about?
the
Hey, I got this
possibility.
number. Thought I'd just see what you're doing. I mean, he hadn't
Listen,
kidnapped
If
her.
he wouldn't have
No.
picked her up, the possibility of him just thinking to kidnap this woman.
Would have been greater, I agree, but not necessarily off the
He's
table.
a man that solicited a prostitute. Obviously, he's open to
his
things.
great-
Boy, everything
ridiculous.
just fits in your nice little package, doesn't
Yeah.
it, boys?